If Geto Gakuin is JoJo's, then Shoujo Densetsu is the Fist of North Star. What's up guys, FoodNerdLover47 here, welcome to Watching for the Plot. What I essentially do is stroll through the catacombs of the darkest parts of the internet to find animated erotic videos and then criticize them on the internet because no one else wants to hear me talk about it in the real world. But if you do, subscribe for more. Urotsukidoji, or Legend of Overfiend, is what Geto Gakuin perfected. Despite this being made in 1987, it has one of the most engaging storylines I've ever seen. The fights are amazing, there's just enough gore, and the multiple sequels proves to how much people love this series. And speaking of the multitude of sequels, if you thoroughly enjoy this series after this first season, there's much more content for you to enjoy during the quarantine. The only small gripes I have are the execution and the ending. Now before I get to even explaining that, I have to lay on a plot for you right quick. There's a little beta Wolverine ripoff called Amano, and he's looking for the Overfiend. And the Overfiend is supposed to bring peace and unity to all three realms. These realms are Beast, Human, and Demon. Now when I say execution, I mean they drop a plot twist near the end of the series, and the final scene essentially goes like this. And the end. I don't know about you, but for me, that's just an empty cliffhanger. That's essentially like if the Bible ended right when the flood happened. Why would they do that? Alright, now that all out the way, let's get to breaking down 150 minutes of content in about less than 15 minutes. Let's start with why this influenced Geto Gakuin so much. 1, this giant monster frame here. 2, the main character being a beta male. 3, a love interest that ends up being just as powerful as the main character. And 4, demons. A whole lot of demons. So this starts off pretty comical. We have this man Nagumo here stalking his crush Akame, and while watching her like a pervert, this happens. Now take note of this. Ozaki licks his wound clean for some reason. A little freak there, I guess, I don't know. But this is extremely important for Ozaki's fate, by the way, and I'm glad they made this as subtle as they did, because it's so rewarding seeing this seemingly inconsequential action have major repercussions later on. After getting embarrassed, we see Akame, the girl who Nagamo was lusting after, get violated by a demon wearing human skin. Amano comes to save the day, and then just dips to meet his sister Megumi, who's also a demon. When all the dust is settled, all the smoke is clear, when the demon's body just rots away, Nakami thanks Nagumo because he's her hero, right? I mean, no one else is there to take credit. Amano and his sister Megumi are both demons looking for the Overfiend. However, Amano has been searching for about 300 years, and Megumi was just trying to get him home. 300 years is quite a bit of time, even if you're immortal. Remember when I said Ozaki, the Chad basketball player, licked Nagumo's face? Yeah? Well, he's going to regret that for the rest of his short life because he turns into a demon. Amano does this, and then he dies. Now, obviously, the question is, how did Ozaki turn into a demon? Well, 2 things. 1, either digesting any bodily fluid from a demon or flesh can transform you into one, and 2, arousal, because every single superpower in hentai is somehow related to arousal. And I mentioned flesh because in episode 2, some man trades his willy whacker for demonic powers. Since Ozaki was a Chad, he had a threesome, the demons smelled him coming and came running themselves. Thank you. So this forced Ozaki to transform because they cornered him, and then boom, Amano tests him too hard and finds out he's not the real Overfiend because the Overfiend would be able to take that with ease. Well, If he's not the Overfiend, then who? Nagumo. And how do we find out? Nagumo and Kami are in the park now, and Nagumo decided to take advantage of this hero wave that he's riding right now, the whole I saved your life princess wave. In the middle of all that action, Megumi is watching. Now, why is she watching? Because one of her fantasies is to get by the Overfiend, and so she decides to interrupt both of them and go for Megumo. Kami gets pissed off, of course she does, and Megumo chases after her, and then this scene happens.
早く正体見せなさい。私ね、いっぺん超人として見たかったのよ。
なんなんだよあの子。でもちょっともったいなかったかな。
Yeah, that was pretty much hilarious seeing that in real time because it was so unexpected. It just worked. This man Nagumo flatlines in a hospital. The nurse is about to clock out and the demon inside of him awakens. Says this wonderful line here. After he reroutes her organs, he fully awakens to this form, killing hundreds, absorbing their life forms, and that's the end of episode 1. It's pretty exciting, high pace, and the fact that this huge ass form gives him penile tendrils, I understand why Geto Gaku involved that as well. Kinda dope, dude. Episode 2, about an hour long. Now I'll start this off from the ending. So Amano finds the Overfiend, but this man clearly cannot control himself. So Amano goes back to the demon realm to get more answers from his elder. And the elder, after much consideration, just decides to push him to the future. He's tired of talking to Amano. And once he did this, Amano sees the future where everything is destroyed. It looks like the Future Cell Saga environment. Demons running amok, violating women everywhere. And Nagumo in full demonic form is just destroying everything except one building. It has a teal aura to it. It's completely untouched. Now, with that out the way, let's take it all the way back to the beginning of episode 2. We find out why Amano was searching for the Overfiend for about 300 years. It's because there was a man called Sukakuju who was trying to disrupt him every single time he was trying to find it, because Sukakuju wants to kill the Overfiend. And since Amano's here and Sukakuju is not, obviously Amano won. Now we flash back to the present. Nikki's trying to smash Akame, however, she's in trance with Nagumo. Who's Nikki? This guy here, another beta male cook. So since he cannot get with Akame because she's obsessed with Nagumo, some chicks picked him up and they took him. And they made him watch each other and they treated him like garbage. And his pure lust, angst, and rage was concentrated enough to summon this demon here.
汚い手で触るんじゃないよ。何がケミちゃんだよ。
殺してやる。殺してやる。どうなってんだ。
お前が望んだことを俺たちが代わりにやってやったんだよ。
誰だ。
どうだい、こんな力が欲しくないか。殺すだけの力じゃねえ。女はやり放題。惚れた女があっちからやってくる。
And this man basically says, hey, you want some porn? Then hands him an infected demonic penis with mouths and eyeballs and rotted flesh all over it. All he has to do is just kill 2 people, chop his own willy whacker off, and he can have sex with as many women as he wants. Sounds like a good deal to me. So this next scene happens, and you guessed it, he kills his parents. After flexing his strength and starting an orgy, this happens.
一体どうすりゃいいんだ。
実はまだ仕上げが残っていてな。こそこそこそ。
千歳。
そいつを飲みや、この世はお前の思うがままだ。
Yes, that's correct. Nikki needs Nagumo's semen to grow his penis back. Those demons are some freaks, I tell you. Did I mention this second episode is an hour long, by the way? Since this show has godly segues, we transition to Nagumo and Akame having sex. Once he ejaculates, my man Nikki pulls up, licks it off her face, and kidnaps her. Now, at the location Nikki gave Nagumo to arrive to save Akame, my man gets too confident and falls for one of the most obvious traps on the planet and gets his brain scrambled. Now, before we proceed, Nikki being the sperm detector is kind of a really, really weird thing for me. I mean, I get it. If you would do anything for power, you do anything to get your status back, but that's just so demeaning, dude. I guess he made it more cool and manly by kidnapping her. Nikki, dude, I don't fucking know, dude. Whatever. Anyway, after getting his brain scrambled, we're now assumed that Megumo is dead. And since he's dead, Nikki goes to have sex with Akame. And while that's happening, Nagumo begins to awaken and forces Nikki to fully transform into his full demon form as well. Now this fight is pretty clean and it escalates because Nikki is chomping on Megumo's blood to last longer, because one of his superpowers now, due to the demons giving him that demonic penis, is that he's able to absorb cells to make himself stronger. However, he cannot transcend the strength of the person's cells he's digesting. So he gets wiped out. And now, and while this fight was happening, Ju and Amano were fighting. Amano wiped his ass off the map again. I don't even want to mention that fight in full force because it's not important, because this is what happens here.
何？超人は貴様の考えているようなものでは断じてない。なんやて？今にわかる。
So after Ju loses the fight to Amano, one of Ju's side chicks picks up Ju's cells, shoved it inside of Nikki, and now he gets to be revived inside of Nikki and gets a third chance at fighting. You know, I'm gonna be honest here. If I was a supervillain and I kept getting humbled by the same person again and again and again and again, I would either switch up strategies, find a different target, or just not be a supervillain. But this man Ju, he doesn't view any of those as options and just keeps going at it again and again and again. This man is built different. After that, after Amano just irresponsibly left Ju's demonic cells everywhere and didn't properly dispose of them so he can't be revived, he goes to the future, like I mentioned in the beginning of this. And that's the end of episode 2. Here you are in episode 3. Episode 3, Amano comes back from the future. And Nagumo comes inside of Akame. And that's like 10 minutes already chopped off. So once that happens, he fully transforms into his final demonic form, just like the future Amano saw. And when Nagumo was causing havoc and decimating the entire town, my man is surprised?
Misadventures が殺しまくってるわよ。超人ってあんなことするために生まれてきたの？お兄ちゃん！
ナグモ、なんでや？なんで？
Bro, you just came back from the future. The Elder warned you about numerous times. You saw Nagumo transform right in front of your eyes and take hundreds of lives the first time. Why hesitate? While causing all of this destruction, Sukakuju's reviving Nikki's body pulls up with all this confidence, summons a demonic sea monster, drops a water-type solar beam, and ends up like this.
Amano Jack. いい加減に目を覚ましてくれ。
水角獣。
超人の正体よ。魔界、獣人界、人間界をひたすら破壊するだけの悪魔なんだ。再生の木を待っている今なら、奴をこの世から葬ることができるはずだ。海の魔王が倒れた今、最後の望みは天の弱。お前だけだ。頼む。このままでは世界は。
I find this extremely hilarious because he's got to be one of the most annoying characters here. There's no distinct reason as to why he wants to kill the Overfiend. He just wants to do it. And when he's finally on his deathbed, this cocky motherfucker gains some feelings, gains empathy and perspective. You couldn't have had this epiphany while you were alive. Anyway, after that scum gets yeeted off the face of the earth, Nagumo is still randomly attacking. And while he's doing this, Amano is just saying, bro, man, please stop. Oh my god, dude, stop. When it's more than obvious that this final form cannot just be talked down to. This man is at least like 500 feet tall. He probably can't even hear you. After his sister and his little shit stand get clapped, he finally reacts. Now this is where it gets, well, trippy. Inside of Nagumo, that isn't Akami speaking right there. It's the actual Overfiend. That's right, folks. Nagumo was never the Overfiend. He was the demon of destruction. His role was supposed to impregnate Akami and destroy all of the realms to make way for the Overfiend to reinvent them. Pointless, I know, but here's where it gets fun. So Akami snaps to the forefront of her consciousness, pushes the unborn entity to the back of her mind, and begs Nagumo to kill her to end all of this. However, obviously, since there are 3 or 4 sequels, that doesn't happen, and we end off with this final scene here.
それまで生きていられるかい天の弱
そうかい
Yes, that's the ending, a pseudo cliffhanger, because for all we know, when the world resets, they could be entirely different people, even though I highly doubt that. And the Teal Tower I was mentioning way earlier on, well, here it is in all of its glory. Yes, that tower was supposed to house Akami until she gave birth to the Overfiend to reset the world in his image. Now what happens to her after that? Well, that's what the sequel hopefully answers. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I don't have an outro, but if I did, it wouldn't matter because no one else makes it this far into the video. Good night. I made a new intro and an outro. Let me know if you guys are feeling with that.